show you some red velvet cupcakes today. So let's get started. So into the bowl of my KitchenAid, I've got 115 grams of softened butter. And by softened, I mean, I like to be able to stick my finger through it. The softer this is, the better your butter and sugar will aerate and the lighter your cake will be. Got 2 whole cups of caster sugar. It is a lot of sugar, but it keeps your cake really soft. First thing I've got is some red food colouring. I like to add this in now because it can really incorporate properly. I've got a powdered food colouring. You can use a liquid food colouring. The only thing I don't recommend using is a gel food colouring. I find that gel food colours really dry out cakes when you bake them, so don't add in gels. So in here I've got my 4 eggs and I've also got my vegetable oil. You can use any neutral oil here. I wouldn't recommend something strong like olive oil because it's just going to really overshadow the flavour. Give that a really good mix until it's nice and pale and fluffy. Okay, so I went pretty bold with the red food colouring. She's red. All right, so I am going to add some vanilla. Got my giant tub of vanilla here. Don't be shy with your vanilla either. This is a really important part of the flavour of the cakes. And then I'm going to add all of my dry ingredients. So what I've got here is cocoa powder, salt and plain flour. And then this is my raising agent, which is baking soda, bicarbonate of soda. We're just going to get that through really low speed for this. We don't want to develop any of that gluten in the flour because you're going to end up with really tough cupcakes. So that's nice and incorporated, and we've just got 2 ingredients left to add. So I've got a tablespoon of white vinegar. So that is going to react with that baking soda, and that is what's going to make this cake rise. And then I've just got 1 cup of buttermilk. Give that one last mix together and we're ready to go. There she is. The silkiest, the most delicious batter you've ever seen. All right, get that all off there. I like to give this just one good scrape around, make sure that everything is really well incorporated. Incorporated. So I've got my muffin tins here. All right, so to get the perfect level cupcake across all 12 of your cupcakes, ice cream scoop is your best friend. So you're just making sure that you're getting an even dosing of that batter in every cake. We're going to bake these for about 15 to 20 minutes. What you're looking for is them to be beautifully risen and just spring back when you touch them. If they're still a bit wobbly, they're a bit undercooked. Okay guys, let's talk cream cheese icing. So this is one of my favourite icings to use for red velvet cake. It's essentially just like an unbaked cheesecake. So in my bowl here, I've got 2 blocks of cream cheese. I'm going to add a really good tablespoon of vanilla to it because other than the cream cheese, that's kind of the only flavouring I'm adding in here. You could also go zesty and add some lemon zest or orange zest if you wanted to, but I'm keeping it quite traditional today. Let's give that a good mix, get it nice and creamy. I should probably get the bigger bowl, but we're here now. Okay, so it's beautiful and creamy now, and I'm going to add my sugar. So the best thing about this recipe is you can add as much or as little icing sugar as you like. I do this to taste. So I'm going to start with probably 75 grams. And mix it really slowly so we don't have an icing sugar explosion on us. So the most important thing at this stage is to make sure you get all of the lumps out. The last ingredient we're going to add is just some cream. This is going to lighten this icing. As you can see, it's just super thick and dense. So we do want to lighten it. However, once you add the cream, it can split really quickly because of the acid with the fat in the cream. So you want to make sure your cream cheese is as smooth as possible, and then we add the cream and we just mix it for a little bit. So that was probably 30 seconds or so. Check her out. Holding onto that K-beater. Beautiful and thick. And it's literally 4 ingredients: cream cheese, vanilla, icing, sugar, and cream, and you whisk it together, and it is the most beautiful raw cheesecake you've ever had. Okay, we're back. We've got our icing. I've just got it in a piping bag, a 1.5 centimeter nozzle, and we've got our beautifully flat, perfectly cooked cupcakes. And all I'm gonna do now is just 1 big pipe of icing on there, and then we're gonna do the little Magnolia Bakery swirl. So in the middle, swirl it around, lift it off, and don't stress too much about this. It really doesn't have to look perfect. It's kind of that rusticness that makes it look delicious. Beautiful little red velvet cupcakes topped with a raw cheesecake icing. So good.